guys, it's your Facebook Senator, Constantine James, and today we're going to talk about something that I think is pretty important, and it's actually worth protesting, fighting over. In 1933, the Congress passed the Banking Act of 1933, also known as Glass-Steagall. This was a provision that separated commercial banks from investing banks. To put it in layman's terms, basically the idea was that the banks you put your personal money into only had the ability to lend, savings and loans, if you would, and then the banks that you put like mutual funds, commercial investments into, like your IRAs, all that was part of their portfolio, but they had to stay separate. You couldn't have one bank where you could do all of them. This was pretty much put into place because of the Great Depression, and it was engine to make sure that the ebbs and flows of the market weren't as catastrophic because of the fraudulent practices of banks. This stayed in place for some of the greatest times in American history for the middle class. Then, in 1999, Bill Clinton, as president, did away with Glass-Steagall, and the years afterwards were some of the most tumultuous and devastating years for our country's financial situation, including the crash of 2008, the housing market debacle. All these things came out of the deregulating of the markets through Glass-Steagall and the Banking Act of 1933. Now, if you want to analyze this in a different light, you're going to say that if the markets were free, then they would be better off. But in this case, because of the fraudulent practices of bankers, which is exactly what led us to the Great Depression in the first place, look up fractional reserve banking, look up the 15% that has to be held in reserves for banks doing loans, and see why the crashes happened, because there was too many multiples of cash notes out and not enough gold in the bank to cover them. This is back when we had the gold standard. These rules were put into place, and they helped us through, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, some of the most affluent times for the middle class in this country. So if you want to protest something, if you want to fight for something, stand up and say, bring the Banking Act of 1933 back, bring back Glass-Steagall, and let's get this country on the right path. Once again, guys, this is your Facebook Senator, KJ. Just giving you a little information. Please do your own research. Please read. Please like us and subscribe. I'm going to have more videos coming to you. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.